When did you guys actually like become friends? When did you guys meet? Was it high school, college?
So, yeah, we went to high school together, but we didn't really like each other in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not really sure. It's kind of we were both sort of in the scene phase, you know, that like little crowd, and we both had like really different looks from the majority of our school. And he was a really funny kid, and I was like a funny kid in school too. So we would like both go back and forth and like say stuff in class. I don't know if it was like a jealousy thing or, you know, you're young.
I mean, you're trying to be the comedian of the class.
Right. There's only one class clown.
Exactly.
You know?
There's only one funniest in the yearbook.
Exactly.
And who got it?
I don't think either
Neither
of
of
us.
us. Well, whoever that guy is, I bet he's doing well.
We're all fighting for second place.
You know, nothing like just the runner-ups, just taking over and making a podcast. But yeah, so I think there was just always something like that. And our last names are really close to each other. So we were always seated near each other. And it was kind of not a competition, but he hung with like a different crowd. I hung with a different crowd. And we would just see each other in school and didn't really get close. But we ended up getting close one day in college. We were both just randomly at a bowling alley.
Oh, really?
And I saw him there and I was like, oh shit, hey dude, how you been? Haven't seen you in a while. No, I've been good. I was like, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. You want to smoke a cigarette? He was like, all right.
Dude, bonding over a cancer stick, that is beautiful.
And then the bromance was born.
Bromance was
Dude,
born.
we walked outside, had like 3 cigarettes back to back.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, do you like fishing? He was like, I've never fished before. I was like, I'm taking you fishing tomorrow. We went fishing and it was just like sparks were flying. It was the most beautiful thing in the world. So we just like fished for a couple hours and then we're like, we want to hang out tomorrow or something? And then we just started hanging out. And then at the time, people were making Vine videos and I was like, what is this? And we'd like look at them and we'd like laugh and make fun of the people doing it, which is, it makes sense because we ended up doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we started a joint account to make fun of people doing it. So we learned how to TikTok sarcastically.
Oh, nice.
And then we just enjoyed it. It was just like we're both very creative people. So it was a way for us to kind of
Then it just became like a
put
release.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then our friends started watching and they're like, you guys got to keep doing this. These are like really good. And we're like, really? Thank you. So we just started making it for our friends to laugh at and it started growing. And we're like, this is so interesting. And then we just been riding the wave for the last like 10 years.
You probably have less like of those thoughts now, but what was the biggest thought of what is my life right now? Like, have you had like one specific moment you're like, okay, what's going on with like how I'm existing?
I think the biggest, not like wake up that I had, but where I realized like, okay, this is different. We got a job to go to New Orleans to promote I think it was the second Purge movie.
Oh, cool.
And this was like our first like ever big brand deal. We'd done like Now This News and would like repost stuff like that. But they flew us out.
Oh, and this video is brought to you by Best Fiends. So it's good to go.
Stuff like that, Hot or Not, but Badoo.
Oh, the Badoo app. That's the one I was trying to
We
remember.
were the biggest Badoo sluts you could have ever imagined.
The Badoo bitches.
You got that Badoo money.
You got to have literally bought my truck, helped move me out here. Thank you, Badoo, if you're watching.
If you're still around.
But yeah, we got flown out to go do this job. We ended up making like decent money from it. And I was like, holy shit, like this is like, you could like live off of this. And my dad walked me out of the house. They had a car that was sent to pick us up.
Oh,
Took us to the airport. And I was
geez.
like, whoa, this is like some crazy treatment we're getting here. And I was getting ready to walk out. My dad pulled me back in and he was like, this is really cool what you're doing.
Oh.
And like that little like moment I had with him, I was like, you're right. Like
That little seal of approval. That's all you needed.
Because I feel like he always like thought it was a waste of my time to be doing this stuff. And I was working a full-time job and Zane would come to the mall and visit me on my lunch break so we could make them.
Where'd you work?
I was a manager at Brookstone.
Oh.
Selling massage chairs and stuff.
He had money from the beginning.
I know.
Actually, it was terrible. But yeah, that moment with my dad, and he was like, I think you really got something special here.
Oh.
Did the job, and then shortly after that, I decided I was going to move to LA with Zane.
How did the family, like, did they initially see your videos? Did they even know how? My mom doesn't even know how to download TikTok, so she doesn't even know what I'm doing still to this day. But when she sees it, she hates it. Were they supportive from the beginning? Or they're like, what? You're embarrassed in front of the town, you know?
So it was weird because they were supportive. Like, I've always been into acting and, you know, improv, stuff like that. So they just saw it as, you know, more acting. So they were, you know, they saw it made me happy to do it. But at the time I was in school to become a cop.
Oh, really?
So they were like, be careful what you're putting on the internet because like everybody can see this stuff. And, you know, it might affect your chances of getting the job down the road. And I was like, you're right. I kept doing it.
You're right.
You gave me advice. I didn't listen to it.
Yeah. And then I made the decision. I was like, well, there's so much of me out there already. I might as well just stick with it because I'm not going to get hired.
Yeah, seriously.